Welcome back. Sanguinaris continues his journey here, in the village of Morthal. And standing by me, resolute as ever, is Girhildr. Soon to become glorious wars. I am tasked with finding the horn of Jurgen Windcaller, returning it to the Greybeards to complete my induction into the Hall of Fame as Dragonborn Dovahkiin. And all of Skyrim will know my name. But in order to get the horn of Jurgen Windcaller, we must head out into the fetid swamplands of Morthal. There, out beyond, lies the fane of Ustengrav. And from there, our journey and quest will complete. It would seem, however, that my proclamation as Dragonborn by the Greybeards has drawn unwanted attention. For I have been attacked by two unnamed cultists who travelled with a simple letter informing them to return to Solstheim upon completing their task. So it would seem... Jesus Christ, Manetnes, what was that? Oh my good God! My heart is pounding out of my chest. Okay, watch over our soul. Oh my goodness, is that as loud for you as it is for me? Christ! Somebody kill these beasts! Right, well, we're just going to run away. That is ridiculous. Oh my word. So, a horde of nameless and abominable creatures intends to stop us. And despite their slow speed, I fear they may well do so. And if they don't stop us, they'll at least bloody deafen us. We'll be having none of that, thank you very much. Don't know which one it is, so we'll get rid of both. I think we'll leave them there for now. Stendarr would not have these creatures walking upon the earth. And I should not cower at first sight. Be strong. Stendarr guides all that we do. They will wilt and wither under the flames. And when flames fail, sword will cleave them in twain. That is one headshot a headless zombie. They are slow and lumbering creatures. If nothing else, they will give excellent target practice. We've got their leader. This one has an axe in his head. They are not quick. He's taking a lot of damage. They aren't very strong either, are they? But they have a bit of a lunge to them. But Stendarr guides my hand. Whatever foul creature summoned you from the depths, they do not watch over you any longer. Ah, but they are getting the odd hit in. Okay. Watch over all that I do. Bless my hand. Make each arrow fly true. Why is each arrow not flying true, but they're flying distinctly to the left? If we can take down this monstrosity in the center, I believe the deafening roar of these beasts will cease. It's gonna take all of my arrows to drop this. We cannot allow the people of Morthal to fall to slow-moving death such as this. If they came upon the town in the night, after much merriment, the people would fall prey. I have no doubt. I have nothing to speed. The slow, melodic crack of our steel. But we mustn't get too close. They will drop us if we are not careful. There's a whole horde of them. But I don't know why I'm strafing. It's going to take them a while to get round. Oh, he heals! I thought I could save an arrow. Okay, in your benevolence, save the souls of these poor creatures. They've been risen against their will. Give them the peace now that they so longingly crave. It is Stendarr's mercy that sends them to your halls. The zombies we can deal with, but the headless monsters, they take an age. One remains. We shall burn him. Before the burning can commence, we will ensure that every last inch of him is flecked with arrow fire. Put an end to this. Ah! Goodness for that. I do not wish to carry your rotten, diseased flesh with me. Save that for another day. Are we able to now continue on our journey? Dear, oh dear. One hopes. We continue to ride north. Let the zombies rot. The wilderness will have them. This is a grim place. Dear Hilder. Let's speed it up. Ah, our location. Didn't need the horse after all. Oh dear. There's a whole army of necromancers. Stendarr, I call upon you once again, for we are up against it. Arcay's healing light. I can go all day. Not like that, I can't. Pin it. Jump. Jump. I can do it. What do archers have over mages? Usually range, and these fools don't wear any armor either. Helps when you actually pull the arrow back. Your command over frost is not great enough. It's disgusting filth. Another remains. Now we have them. Ah, dear, oh dear. It would seem that the dank, fetid marshes summon the most horrible of peoples to them. But these people's deaths will not be in vain. They'll line our pockets with coin. Now we can do what we came here to. Retrieve the damned horn. Necromancy seems to be so prevalent here in the north. You can't move for the risen undead. Oh, some gold. Why wouldn't you take the gold? Necromancer to king, we all need gold. There's quite a few bandits. I think we should brace ourselves for a bandit incursion of this place. What a wonderful situation we find ourselves in. Bandits, necromancers, and the already undead. This shall be a song for the ages. Oh, that was a nice axe. Can we put that to good use? 32, 36, yes we can. Now, with this mighty fine war axe on our side, I don't think these enemies stand a chance. Everything can be sold. It's not very dark for a tomb, is it? What's happening here? Stay back.
What? No, no. This can't be happening. Huh?
Somehow they've spotted me. So be it. This one needs to die first. And all our problems melt away. Fools. She had command over 2 souls. That was a powerful necromancer. Good to have put her down. Ah, what a nice looking mace. I'll take that, sir. Don't worry. It'll come in wonderfully. You just keep, you just stay there for a moment. I'll make use of that. Oh, yes. More arrows. Don't need to buy them. We just find them off the dead. Let me take all of that. Sell it all. What else do we have here? Potions, some food, and a chest. Ah, more gold. More potions and more gems. Stendarr be praised. Bandits seem to have come a cropper of these necromancers. Some sort of battle has taken place here. There are 2 ways. Let us head down the slope. A door. Drauga. More necromancers. They've met their end by the very creatures they seek to raise. Fools. They dabble in the dark arts when they are not powerful enough to control them. And this is what we get. Yes. Slowly move towards me, beast. You will be put down. Oh, more gold. These Nords. Nords. They love burying their gold. Idiots. There's no need. He's fallen. Even he has gold. And so the circle continues anew. More undead have risen. And the axe of Sanguinaris will put them down. Ah. We appear to have arrived at a dead end. Very well. Ah, smashing. Further into the catacombs. Hold on, I'll kill you in a moment. Let me just get your gold remains. This axe is a dream. And now I'm behind you. These powers. With these powers, the Order will become the greatest organization in Tamriel. Empires will fall to my power. What was the point of the 3 doors if you just put the chain entrance there? Oh. I take that back. I take that all back. Shut the doors. It would appear the undead have risen beneath and behind. Let's take him. Come on, stand your ground. He uses the same power that I wield. But he does not have righteous fury burning within his blood and his veins. Is there no one else? All will fall before the axe of Sanguinaris. Stendarr blesses me. And Through me, you are born anew. Your soul is saved. There is a chest, but it's oh, no, hang on. That's an interesting helmet. Yes. We'll take that. Oh, and we can sell that. Oh, we can just wear it. I like the armor. I'm not sold on the helmet. The Imperial man's helmet, I think, is far, far nicer. We'll stick with that. Right. Some more of these undead beasts have been felled. And we reach another dead end. Curses. I was hoping this may take us down to the area that we seek. The caverns beneath. It's not to be so. Back up. I believe is our only avenue. Another novice. Slain by the bandits, I expect. Left to rot. The necromancers do not take care of their own. Why would they? They are less a brotherhood and more a cult. Oh, what have we... What have we here? Goodness gracious. They haven't spotted us yet. It's best the winner. Fire Mage will do a lot of damage to the undead. Can I bring them down? Oh, fantastic. It's Contra versus the Draugr. The Draugr's going to best her. She stands up again with a flaming blast in one last gasp of hope. But the Draugr moves in and with a swing of his sword, he knocks her back to her knees. But she's back up again. She dodge rolls, but it's in vain. Sanguinaris has come. Well. Their deaths, at least, were quick, relatively. I can think of many others who wander into these tombs and do not meet such a quick end at the hands of the undead. However callous they may have been in life, their cruelty is now tenfold. It would seem the long, slow unsleep of never-ending life takes its toll. Let's have a little read of that. Mystery of Talara. She felt nothing. Darkness enveloping her body and mind. Pain surged through her leg, and with that sensation, a great feeling of cold washed over her. She opened her eyes and saw that she was drowning. Her left leg would not move at all, but using her right one and her arms, she pulled herself up toward the moons above. It was a long way through the swirling currents that wrenched back at her. At last, she broke the surface and sucked in the cold night air. She was still close to the rocky shoreline of the capital city of the Kingdom of Camlorn, but the water had carried her quite away from the point where she fell at Calvistir. Rock. Not fell, she thought, correcting herself. She had been pushed. Further down, she allowed herself to drift. There the steep cliff walls sloped lower until they were close to the water's edge. The silhouette of a large house on the shore loomed ahead, and as she neared it, she could see smoke rising from the chimney and the flicker of firelight within. The pain in her leg was great, but greater still was the chill of the water. The thought of a warm hearth fire was all the motivation she needed to begin swimming again. At the shore's edge she tried to stand, but found she couldn't. Her tears mixed with the sea water as she began to crawl across the sand and rock. The simple white sheet which had been her costume at the flower festival was tattered, and felt like a weight of lead across her back. Beyond the point of exhaustion, she fell forward and began to sob. "Please," she cried, "if you can hear me, please help." A moment later, the door to the house opened and a woman stepped in. It was Ramke, the old lady she had met at the flower festival. The one who had started and cried, "It's her," even before she herself knew who she was. By contrast, when the old woman came to her, this time there was no glimmer of recognition in her eyes. "By Sathiat, are you hurt?" Ramke whispered, and helped her up, acting as her crutch. "I've seen that gown before. Were you one of the dancers at the flower festival tonight? I was there with Lady Gilia Reyes, the daughter of the king." "I know, she introduced us," she groaned. "I called myself Gina of Daggerfall." "Of course, I knew you looked familiar somehow," the old woman chuckled, and led her hop by hop across the beach and into the front door. "My memory isn't as good as it used to be. Let's get you warm and have a look at that leg." Ramke took Gina's soaking rags and covered her with a blanket as she sat at the fire. As the numbness of the chill water began to leave her, it cruelly abandoned her to the intense agony of her leg. Until then, she had not dared to look at it. But when she did, she felt vomit rise at the sight of the deep gash, fish-white dead flesh, plump and swollen. Thick arterial blood bubbled up and splashing on the floor in streams. "Oh dear," said the old woman, returning to the fire. "That must rather sting. You're lucky that I still remember a little of the old healing spells." Ramke seated herself on the floor and pressed her hands on either side of the wound. Gina felt a flare of pain and then a cool, soft pinching and prickle. When she looked down, Ramke was slowly sliding her wrinkled hands towards one another. At their approach, the lesion began to mend before her eyes, flesh binding and bruises fading. "Sweet Kinnereth," Gina gasped. "You've saved my life." "Not only that, you won't have an ugly scar on your pretty leg," Ramke chuckled. "I had to use that spell so many times when Lady Gilia was little. You know, I was her nursemaid." "I know," Gina smiled, "but that was a long time ago. And you still remember the spell?" "Oh, when you're learning anything, even the School of Restoration, there's always a lot of study and mistakes. But once you're as old as I am, there's no longer any need to remember things. You just know. After all, I've probably cast it 1,000 times before. Little Lady Ilia and the little Princess Talara was always getting cut and bruised. Small wonder, the way they always climbing all over the palace." Gina sighed. "You must have loved little Lady Ilia very much." "I still do," Ramke beamed. "But now she's all grown and things are different. You know, I didn't notice it before because you were all wet from the sea, but you look very much like my lady. Did I mention that before when we were met at the festival?" "You did," said Gina. "Or rather, I think you thought I looked like Princess Talara." "Oh, it would be so wonderful if you were the princess returned," the old woman gasped. "You know, when the former royal family was killed, and everyone said the princess was killed, though we never found the body, I think the real victim was Lady Ilia. Her little heart just broke, and for a while it looked like her mind did too." "What do you mean?" asked Gina. "What happened?" "I don't know if I should tell a stranger this, but it's a fairly well known in Camlorn, and I really feel like I know you." Ramke struggled with her conscience and then released. "Ilia saw the assassination, you see. I found her afterwards, hiding in that terrible blood-stained throne room, and she was like a little broken doll. She wouldn't speak. She wouldn't eat. I tried all my healing spells, but it was quite beyond my power. So much more than a scraped knee. Her father, who was then the Duke of Aloyne, sent her to a sanitarium in the country to get well." "That poor little girl," cried Gina. "It took her years to be herself again," said Ramke, nodding. "And in truth, she never really returned altogether. You wonder why her father, when he was made king, didn't make her his heir? He thought that she was still not exactly right, and in a way, as much as I would deny it, he's correct to think so. She remembered nothing. Nothing at all. Do you think," Gina considered her words carefully, "that she would be better if she knew that her cousin, the Princess Talara, was alive and well?" Ramke considered it. "I think so, but maybe not. Sometimes it's best not to hope." Gina stood up, finding her leg to be as strong as it looked to be. Her gown had dried, and Ramke gave her a cloak, insisting she protect herself against the cold night air. At the door, Gina kissed the old woman's cheek and thanked her, not only for the healing spell and for the cloak, but for everything else of kindness she had ever done. The road close to the house went north and south. To the left was the way back to Camlorn, where secrets lay to which she alone held the key. To the south was Daggerfall, her home for more than 20 years. She could return there, back to her profession on the streets, very easily. For a few seconds she considered her options and then made her choice. She had not been walking for very long when a black carriage drawn by 3 horses bearing the imperial seal, together with 8 mounted horses, passed her. Before it rounded the wooded pass ahead, it stopped suddenly. She recognized one of the soldiers as Norbuth, Lord Stral's manservant. The door opened and Lord Stral himself, the Emperor's ambassador, the man who had hired her and all the other women to entertain at court, stepped out. "You," he frowned. "You're one of the prostitutes, aren't you? You're the one who disappeared during the flower festival. Gina, am I right?" "All that is true," she smiled sourly. "Except my name, I've discovered, is not Gina." "I don't care what it is," said Lord Stral. "What are you doing on the South Road? I paid for you to stay and make the kingdom merry. If I went back to Camlorn, there are a great many who wouldn't be merry at all." "Explain yourself," said Lord Stral. And so she did, and he listened. Interesting. The story of Talara continues. We've just got to find the book. Version 3 will be out there. But for reasons at the moment that I cannot fathom, I feel very weak. And that'll be why. My potions have not healed myself. Damn. We must find access to a shrine. Stendarr will bless us. But for now we press deeper into the bowels. There will be more to come. Oh, gold! And plenty of it! Fantastic. These Nords. So fond of their little tricks. And yet when you know where to look, so easy to find. Ah, this is going to kill me. Do I have anything? Ah, yes. That seems to have done the trick. We must have contracted the fever again, fighting the zombies further. The axe does little but weigh us down. Let us press on to our target. We shall leave that little cavern door open. The next adventurer to find. Ah, the undead rise again. Your souls will be sent back to Arcade. You will find peace in his name. But until you find him, let Stendarr send you on that journey. Ah, no gold. But I fought and die. I need the gold. Sounds of another. We'll leave him in there. Someone's already locked him away, and rightly so. We have no quarry with him. In truth, whilst I will put down the undead I see, and always seek to stop their taint, it is for the brothers and sisters of Arcade to truly seek out the undead. Stendarr wishes to protect the innocent, and I can do that well by locking the undead away just as much as by killing them. Oh, interesting. Second entrance. There may have been another way down. I just didn't find it. Always the weaklings that you meet first. The lesser folk. Those who are not truly devout in their worship. It is the same in all cults. And it is no different here. Although I can hear the crooked bones of skeletons somewhere below. There. Not all of the followers of the dragons are anointed fully and properly in their own life. And many must make do, returning as mere skeletons. Soulless, brainless, without wills of their own. They are so easily commanded. I have seen it before. But that is in another life. It is Stendarr that I serve now. And I shan't look back. We will keep putting them down wherever we see them. We shan't make that mistake again. Bloody rags. Another locked door. It would seem that despite their returning to the lands and the halls that they once roamed freely as living men, they have lost the knowledge of how to fully command these halls to their whim. And many of the doors they locked in life remain locked in death. Funny, really. Mindless creatures. Come on, then. Have another go. Go on, I'll give you another free pass. Hit me! Oh, well done, sir. Oh, two for one. And again, go on. Go on, I'm ready. Ah, there we are. Thank you for taking part in this practicing blocking. Mindless creatures. Oh, that's a nice dagger. Don't want these people to have it, so we'll take that. There's so much stuff here. I think the necromancers must have punctured rather deep. But they somehow managed to not awaken the Draugr. You would think, of course, Draugr and necromancers would be in league, but it is not so. The Draugr serve the dragons in death as they did in life. And it would take an extraordinarily powerful wizard to break that bond and seal over them. And these necromancers couldn't hope to possess such knowledge. Give it a moment. Bit of target practice while we're up here. Haha! Yes! One for the money. You can't get around the corner quick enough, skeleton friend. That's 3. In for the quadruple. Come back. Come back. Oh, here he is. Here he is. Here he is. Ah, oh, you make it too easy. The 5th. We cannot shoot at the moment. Ah. Oh, and another who stood against me falls. Right, there should only be a few left. It would seem that the Draugr and the skeletons don't seem to be in league. Perhaps the bond or the magics that awoke the Draugr is not strong enough. And whilst it awoke the skeletons, it no longer has hold over them. In any event, they are down, and we will find respite here. And we will also find the end of the episode. I absolutely love today's episode. I don't know why. I've had a bit of a meh week, and I absolutely love Skyrim. As soon as the music kicks in, it just gets me every time. I'd be very welcome to hear your thoughts on whether or not you actually want me to read the books. I actually really enjoy reading the books, because it's one of the things I've never done. I'm into my, 1,000th hour of this game, maybe even more. Probably way more, actually, because of all the unlogged hours I had on the Xbox when this game originally came out in 2011. And in honesty, I've barely read any of the books. But so much so that when you see all the memes online about the lusty Argonian maid, whilst I can guess from the book's title what the contents of the book are, I don't actually know what happens in that. Like, I don't know what happens in any of them. So I'd love to read the books. But if you don't want me to, do say. If you have any other feedback, of course, do let me know. And until next week, when we can finally get the horn, thank you very much for watching. And so until we do speak again, friends, and may Stendarr's mercy be upon you all. Farewell.